Speeds for free when you get TV, internet, and phone. Ask for Trio from Rev.
Join the revolution.
Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, a former state finance minister blasts the government's new jobs program.
Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner voices doubt that anything substantial is going to happen at Bahamar. That story straight ahead.
The family of the married couple who was found dead in their home last week is still mourning the tragic incident. That story straight ahead on our News.
Another murder in the capital today. That and more tonight on our News.
The transportation minister elaborates on her ministry's budget. That story coming up on our News.
Welcome to our News. I'm Christina McNeil. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, years after the Progressive Liberal Party accused the Ingham administration of trying to buy votes with the 52-week jobs program, former Minister of State for Finance, Laing, blasted the government for announcing a similar program. Though Prime Minister Perry Christie has asserted that the two programs are quite different, Laing says not really. Pakisha Edgecombe reports.
Nothing strikingly unusual, impressive, or otherwise.
Those are the thoughts of the former Minister of State for Finance with the Free National Movement, Laing, on the 2016-2017 budget communication presented by Prime Minister Perry Christie on Wednesday. Included in that communication, a youth apprenticeship program, which the government has allocated some $22 million.
In the last budget, there was $20 million allocated for apprenticeship and training. I noted that the Prime Minister made no comments about how that was used, any results, effect that would have had, and given that the idea was to make an impact on youth unemployment last time, I would have thought that if there was an impact, that there would have been an announcement made by the Prime Minister as a consequence of that.
Now, while Prime Minister Christie has indicated that the training and apprenticeship program being implemented by the PLP is different from that of the 52-week program implemented by the previous government, Laing says that there is very little difference.
I'm happy for the young people, older people who might get jobs, because ultimately, called by whatever name it is, this is a job placement program. Whatever happens, I'm happy for those people because God knows thousands of Bahamians simply need not merely certification, they need income to pay their bills. They are suffering, they are suffocating.
Laing further questioned the dynamics of the program.
Apprenticeship is not only a term of art, it is a term of science. And it has very real implications as to, one, who is doing the certifying? What's the standard of certification? What is the acceptability in respect of those standards widely so that the person being certified can use that certification for employment purposes and marketability going forward? So these things aren't knee-jerk. And now you have it being implemented in a period just before a general election, being organized out of the Prime Minister's office, not the ministry responsible for labor and training.
Reporting for our News from Grand Bahama, I'm Pakisha Parker Edgecombe.
Thanks, Pakisha. Well, in the wake of the Prime Minister's announcement that a framework agreement has been reached for the completion of the Bahamar Resort, Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner says she has her doubts that anything substantial is about to happen. Dana Smith reports.
Butler Turner said the Prime Minister used a lot of words to dance around the subject, and she wants to put this all into perspective before everyone gets really excited and starts jumping over the moon. Christie announced in Parliament yesterday, to loud applause from the governing side, that Bahamar's financier and contractor have come to an agreement to remobilize construction and open Bahamar. But Butler Turner said Christie's announcement contained nothing new.
There is nothing to herald in this. I believe that what the Prime Minister is attempting to do is once again mislead the Bahamian people into thinking that there is something substantial that is going to happen in terms of employment.
Butler Turner pointed to Christie's national address on Bahamar in July of last year, where he said the Exim Bank and China Construction have pledged their willingness to work with the government towards completing and opening the shuttered resort in the shortest possible time. Butler Turner said it sounds to her like Christie is just echoing the same arrangement.
We are at a stalemate when it comes to Bahamar.
Butler Turner said the government moving forward with China State Construction, given reports of shoddy work and missed timelines, only proves the Prime Minister is delusional.
I do not believe that there are very many Bahamians that believe what the Prime Minister said yesterday in terms of all of the projects and Bahamar included. I seriously doubt it. I certainly do not believe him.
Butler Turner said Christie's announcement was also lacking in key details.
There are no revised heads of agreement. There is nothing to state that there is anything binding, except, if I might repeat, that these groupings that made the joint statement have agreed to work towards a completion of 100%. When is that going to happen?
Butler Turner noted the statement contains no dates and doesn't clearly say whether people who are owed money will be paid and how many Bahamians will be brought back to work. She said she's advising Bahamians not to hold their breath.
Because he uses a lot of words to dance around the issues. And unfortunately, when you analyze the words, you realize you're holding an empty bag.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Dana Smith.
Thanks, Dana. In other news, the son of Brady and Princess Sims, who were found dead in their Nassau Village home on Butler Street last week, says life after losing both parents has been a train wreck, but he's determined to stay strong for his family. Simone Davis has the details in this report.
1 week after the tragic deaths of his parents, Dominic Sims says it has been a struggle every day to cope with the loss. The police officer says he was on duty when he got a call from his sister, who was frantically searching for their parents. He said after several calls, he received the devastating news that Brady and Princess Sims were found unresponsive. Sims raced home and saw his parents lying on the floor. He said in that moment, his worst nightmare became a reality.
It was a blow. It was a real blow. I almost hit the roof. Lost it temporarily. I managed to get here.
Police said the Sims and their granddaughter consumed large amounts of carbon monoxide from a generator near their bedroom window. Sims said his parents were having electrical issues at their house, which caused a power outage. He said that's the reason they purchased a generator the day before the incident.
Is this the generator here?
Yes, this is the generator I bought on the day before my parents' death.
It was here all that time?
Yes.
And it seeped through that window?
No, it actually seeped through the cracks.
So the fumes went through the cracks into the house?
Right.
Sims said life without his parents is hard, but while he's trying to keep it together for himself, he also has to be strong for his two younger sisters.
Hard every day. Everyone has their moments. And most of the time in the morning, I have my moments. You break down for hours throughout the day. You break down, and night you break down. But having people around, it encourages you that life can go on.
Sims said moving forward is going to be a challenge, and the only thing he can do is stay strong and stay focused. He said his parents were always very close and shared an unbreakable bond.
That's how it's been from day one. They brag about each other. They can't do nothing without the next. That's why I say to myself, God saw that, God knew that. That's why he had to take them together, because one without the next, they couldn't coexist.
As for his infant niece, Sims said she was recently released from the intensive care unit and currently being monitored by doctors who expect her to make a full recovery. Sims said the fact that the baby girl survived this tragedy and his parents did not has restored his faith in God. Reporting for Our News, I'm Simone Davis.
Thanks, Simone. And the body of the country's latest murder victim was discovered this morning. Our Giorgio Bain was on the scene and filed this report.
What police are determining as another senseless death here in the capital, the lifeless body of a male was found shot to death right in this spot here at Bonefish Pond. The victim's silver Dodge Durango was still parked in front of the boardwalk at Bonefish Pond this morning as police conducted their preliminary investigations. Assistant Commissioner of Police Leon Bethel says the SUV was spotted by police and led to the discovery of the body.
Police officers from the Carmichael Road Police Station were on normal mobile patrol sometime around 9:55 a.m. They were checking the Bonefish Pond area when they saw a vehicle where they thought to be suspicious.
Police officers used a drone to assist with their investigation. While he could not speak definitively on the possible motive, Bethel said the victim had multiple gunshot wounds.
They decided to check further, and a little over 100 feet away from this vehicle was the body of a man lying on the ground. He had what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the body.
Bethel has not yet given the victim's identity. However, his co-workers were on the scene and said he is Scott Richards, an employee of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. Police are asking anyone with information to come forward. Reporting for our news, I'm Giorgio Bain.
Thanks, Giorgio. Still to come, airports across the country set to get an upgrade. Silver Airways touches down in Nassau, and the Bahamas culinary team prepares to defend its title at Taste of the Caribbean. Stay with us.